Hello everyone and welcome back to Yosemite Valley on this wonderful Wednesday. Today we're going to do something very special. We are going to build a seal habitat. Yes, you heard it right, a seal habitat, even though these animals are not in the game as of now. And let me just quickly say that I have no further info, I have no special info or whatever. This is an episode where I want to be just creative and do something imaginative and something fictional, something I really do hope to see soon in the game, even though I have no freaking idea if so. But there is a good reason and we're going to talk about that. But now let's jump into the actual build. So this build should be divided into two parts, and the first part being the actual visitor or viewer area, where you can really see the quite open area for the seals, and also where the trainer can do some tricks with them and stuff. And you know, again, as always, I try to make the best for the animals, but since these are very clever, intelligent animals, and if they're held in captivity, they need to be entertained, and this is also what this stuff does. So there is no good reason for having them in captivity if not needed, but you know, since these, especially Californian seals, you have them quite often in zoos, and so I went this way to make this today in a very specific way. And one of the biggest reasons why I was inspired is because on Monday I've been to the Wuppertaler Zoo in Germany, and they also have one, even though it's not the best in the world, I have to say. This seal habitat is not really great. It's basically too small and stuff, but since the polar bear habitat is also way too small, they are going to change this now. They are going to give away the polar bears, which is very good because they are not really doing very well there. They know it and they will give them away now, but you know, it's only after they have changed this, they will enlarge the seal habitat towards the polar bear habitat as well, so they will get a way bigger habitat. And so this all inspired me to do something like that in Yosemite. And also there's a second very nice reason for doing this, and that is I am planning to bring Yosemite to the next level, and meaning I will need to start a season number 3. So I have no idea if there will be a DLC upcoming next or not or whatever, and I don't want to make this dependent on the DLC or whatever. So I am going to start an African area as the next season. So we are going to end season number 2 here with a few more builds, and the first one being the seal habitat, and then in the next one I guess we potentially will do some finishing touches of areas that we haven't finished yet, so meaning some of the grizzly area is not entirely done, and also some stuff in between the South American dome and this area is not fully finished, so I will do some gardening work and stuff like that, and then we are done. However, guys, if you are with me till this point in time in this video, let me just quickly use this little situation to thank all of you guys, because the last couple of weeks still have been very cool on the channel. The feedback is always amazing. You guys keep commenting, and I really do hope you still do this, because that makes me really happy. But now let me tell you, it would be also a pleasure for me if more of you guys could decide to sub to the channel if you haven't already, because I can see from the stats that recently the amount of people watching constantly and again, you know, not having a subscription is quite often very high. So I'm talking about 50% plus of people that do watch the video more than one time are not even subbed to the channel. And yes, I know I also have a list of, you know, many subscriptions and stuff, but the thing is, it really does help the channel. Even though you don't need to activate the bell and you don't need to watch constantly, it doesn't really matter. But being subbed to the channel means that this channel gets a bit more traction, and that gives me the chance to create some more cool stuff for you guys, because you know, the more I do, the more I can reinvest into the channel. And yeah, so if you guys like the content and you haven't considered yet, please do so and consider subscribing to the channel. That would mean a lot to me, because the way YouTube works, it just helps to have this initial push at the beginning of the video, that it's pushed out to a lot of subscribers, and then even if they just click it to watch it later, it gives the video a little boost and kind of ranks this higher in the search terms. And again, that just helps the channel to grow and to have some more cool stuff doing, because time is money, money is time, however you want to put that. And with more money, I can improve my overall system, my overall rig here, to make things more efficient, and therefore also I can, you know, create some more cool content. I really do hope that you guys appreciate that, and as long as I can do it, I want to do it, and therefore I just wanted to use this little moment here in the middle of the video where we are doing the pool. I will also do a real-time part where we can talk a little bit more in detail about the build, so I'm taking the time now to talk about that. And also, in case you guys haven't seen, I also have some other social media channels that are really helpful in case you like the content and in case you like animals or whatnot. So recently on my Instagram channel I have done a whole zoo day, so to say, like a zoo diary from my trip to the Wuppertaler Zoo. So in case you want to see that, just jump over to my Instagram channel and check them out. I might just put them into one of these you know, saved stories. I think that would be cool, and then you guys can have a look into this. But also, if you want to see some stuff of my private life, you can see it there. If you want to be a bit more involved in these builds over here and give me some hints and tips and tricks and want to see some sneak peeks, again, as always, it's highly recommended to just join my Discord channel. It's not the most busiest places in the world, but I think this is, for many people, I think a very welcome little thing where you can just enjoy the time. You know, it's not too hard to follow conversations if you haven't been there for like a few hours. So it's really cool and really chill, and you get some sneak peeks every now and then, notifications when I'm going to live stream, and just in general information about what I'm doing, when and where and how. So that's pretty cool in case you consider this as well. And then I got sorry for making this like a little bit of an info time here, but yeah, in case you guys were one of those people asking me in the past couple of weeks how they can support me, because many people ask me how they can support the channel, and you know, people do not really like to donate on Twitch, which I can totally understand. It's always a bit weird. So there is a way of doing that, and let me tell you, I'm preparing some cool new emotes and stuff for the channel as well. But if you really want to support the channel, there is this way to become a member of the channel. It gives you the wonderful camel emote in front of your name whenever you comment or in a live stream. And it also gives you the opportunity to get some of the community posts, which I do every now and then for this for the members only. And it gives you access to a dedicated Discord thread where I put all the sneak peeks in. For example, at the moment I already have some sneak peeks of the upcoming Koala Zoo episode on Saturday. So I already put some screenshots in of what I'm building right now. So in case you want to have this, it is always a good thing to do. But let me just say that completely open and honest again, it is totally up to you. In case you do want to, I'm more than happy and I'm really welcoming it, but you just don't need to, okay? I really try, as I always said, I really try to keep it as balanced as possible. So since Koala Zoo is quite something special, I keep this for in there, but most of the other sneak peeks, and many people in Discord can confirm that, basically every other sneak peek is always going publicly to the Discord channel. So no, you don't need to worry that you would be excluded if you don't become a member. It's just, for me, you know, that helps, because having members kind of gives you a little bit more of a security in terms of how you reinvest stuff, and yeah, whatever. So let me just quickly take these last couple minutes and tell you that this build over here was so much required for me to, you know, have this little moment in time where I do something completely off the grid, something completely different and new and fresh. And oh my god, the problem about this build is it just made me realize how badly I want to have some more aquatic animals in this game, because oh my lord, this was so much fun building this. So the idea about this habitat, as I said in the beginning of the episode, was to have a separated area of the habitat which is a bit more natural, which reflects a kind of a little bit the coastal pier area you would see, for example, in San Francisco, where there is, you know, the Pier 39, the very famous one, where all these animals are chilling on the docks, and I wanted to create something more similar to this. And on the other hand side, you have this very, very common theme of an aquatic animal in a zoo. I want to put it that generic because it is that generic. You could basically put any different animal in here that you want to have aquatic wise. Could also be penguins or whatever. So this is definitely what I wanted to achieve here, and I am more than happy with how the end result turned out to be. You might see that the time lapse seems to be very short, but still there is a huge progress. That is because I did this in the Twitch live stream, and after some discussions I totally forgot to keep recording, and so I left out a lot of footage, but you know, that shouldn't be too big of a deal, because then this episode today is very interesting for you because there's huge progress in. And now we actually jump into the real-time part and enjoy this in full glory, so I can talk you through a little bit of my thinking and my process. I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you after the cut. So here we go, everyone. This is the in-game part you all have been waiting for, and now we can actually go a little bit more into detail of this build. So I was really aiming for something rather realistic and old-fashioned on the one hand side, and then kind of modernized on the other hand side. So the basic idea is that this part over here, you can just see in front of it now, is more or less the old part that you would see in normal zoos. You know, this is kind of where they can swim, and then in the back they would have like a shelter or something where the animals can go inside or whatever. And then in modern days, where the animal also needs some welfare and stuff, they got this pond in the background here, you can see, with this wonderful viewing pier for the people. And I will actually extend the habitat so that the animals can even go on here, and then we will have a fence going around, simply to have it. Also funny stuff that this one is still standing on here. Why are you not leaving? I think because the path is going into nowhere. Yeah, it's not connected yet, so just this one is not walking anyways. But yeah, I just needed this person as a reference. I still believe that these logs might be a little bit too thick, but we will see how I will finish that off, and that might look good. But one other cool stuff is, you saw that in the time lapse, but we spent a whole bunch of time to make this reed working, like the underwater view, and look at that. I think it looks fantastic. I really want to know if animals can traverse that area, and with the long grass to even have the movement in here, I think that looks really cool. And then you have the ramp down here that the animals can go into the water, and this is more like the more natural area where the animals can live and enjoy their time, while they do have the normal swimming area in here. And realistically though, the animals cannot climb up here, you know, that's not working. But for example, the trainers, they can just go up here and throw some fish in or whatever. One thing though I still have to do is kind of a you know, more or less like a jumping tower, because they quite often have this, and I was thinking to put this on this side here, that I could jump like in here. And I have to do the bottom part, so to make this look a bit more even more unnatural and even more bluish. You know, this is kind of the stuff I need to do with you know, we can just quickly do this, so to show you what I mean. I think I'm going to use this piece again, because that was really, I think this piece was the best one to be used when I was trying that recently. So this piece has quite a nice texture to the background, and then you can really go in and make this like a bluish one. It depends a little bit on what kind of blue you want. We can definitely try a little bit around. Let's just move down here, because the height needs to be exactly below that level, so I can just be very lazy and copy all of that around. I think let's just do it in a way that this is okay. We can, you know what, we can actually go a little bit deeper. Why not? And then we just close that thing off there, but that should be fine because we have the glass, so that should be all good. I think this is the height we go for. Yeah, just connect to this black thing. That should be fine. And now let's do this quickly and just put them all down. Simply just creating a building so I can recolor them all at once. This is mainly what I need to do. And then yeah, we will go from here. Let's see if that was it's not really the best position to do it, but anyhow, we can still delete some of the overlapping ones later on anyways. So let's just do it that way. And now let me try to calculate that a little bit better. So I think maybe just let's do the 2, so we are sure that everything is covered. Just let's move this a little bit further over. This is a little bit too far off. Let's just drag them a bit more in. So there you go. And now we can just basically copy that over. There you go. Awesome, easy peasy. And then just do it again and again. Oh, like that. And I think I'm just going to do one more. There we go. So now we have it a bit more bluish. I don't know if this is exactly the blue I want to go for. So this is already better, but you can actually try a little bit around with the color. You know, we can You can make this a bit, yeah, that's the way we go, you know, make this a bit more. You can even go a bit more into the greenish blue. So that is more what you would see in a zoo. And funny story also, if you drag this eye up, you kind of increase the brightness level of the water, but we don't want this. Actually, this looks almost like a lagoon, but you know, we need to just undo it. Okay, so there you go. There you have it. And especially here with the underwater view, that looks cool, because in the front, when the water just taps down here, it looks super cool, like exactly like you would see it in a pool. We still need to hide this little bit here. I cannot get rid of it. And yeah, also these little openings in between are not too bad though. I think they are really cool to make it look a bit more old and broken and stuff like that. So I think this is very cool. Yeah, but most of it is done, as you can see. I do need to see what I will do with this area. I have absolutely no clue, guys. I have really no clue. But as I said, we will be ending season number 2 soon. And just as a little heads up, I will do another tour, obviously. But in season 2, we have basically done this entire area, which is incredibly much, I have to say. And I think to round this all off, I will definitely finish off this area here, I will finish off this area, and I will finish off this area and do a little bit basic connection to this side. So we still have a bit of space given in case there is something happening in the future we need to bring in. I don't want to fill in everything, you know. This time I want to make sure that I leave some gaps that we can fill in later. And then I will go to Africa, and this is going to be Africa over here, guys. This is going to be the African continent. We will do 2 bridges. One goes here, the other goes here, and then we have to see how we construct the wonderful African area. I will put the African house somewhere in here so that this area is going to be the elephant area, maybe with an underpass so that they can go into the water. Who knows? We have to see how this turns out. I'm not entirely sure, but today it's all about the lagoon. And oh my god, look at how good this looks from above. That's kind of cool. That really looks like an aquatic habitat. You can really see from the sky. This is where people would go. This is really cool. Some details are missing, but they are about to come. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me just quickly keep that like this. I really think we could, you know, we could put a polar bear in even for the time being, but I will see what we put in. If you have any other suggestions, guys, I'm always happy that you can put some comments down. Let me know what animal you think could go in here realistically, and please also let me know how you like this habitat. Which of the both sides is your favorite? Also, do you like the idea that I made this habitat? How do you think did this turn out? Is this like kind of an habitat you would love to see in a zoo and you like to visit? And what is your personal what's your personal experience with these kinds of habitats? So let me know. Also, just one more thing I wanted to highlight. This little thing I'm really proud of. This is kind of a little fake force perspective with the rock. It seems to be higher than it is, and there's the backstage in there in between. I kind of like this. Anyhow, I really do hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. And again, as I said at the beginning, if you are some of the people who are in here and watching this without being subbed, please consider subscribing to the channel, because that helps the channel a lot, you know, giving this initial boost of videos to the subscribers. And of course, if you want to catch the next Koala Zoo episode, which is dropping on Saturday, you might be considering to subscribe, because then you won't miss out on the next videos. Okay, well, out of my way. I really do hope you guys enjoy today's hump day, or if it's tomorrow already for you, so Thursday, have a wonderful Thursday. For the German people, happy bank holiday, and also have a wonderful week, everyone. And I talk to you in the next one. Enjoy and goodbye.